And our last one, automobile. Help moving freely and self. These are kind of strange. Scotty?
So,
Do you say help?
so,
Yeah, that's the one I would pick.
oh,
All righty, so that's Wordy Wednesday for us. Make sure you have all of these highlighted, circled, what have you. I'm going to move on to our classwork, not our classwork, our checklist, which will go over our classwork for the day. So if I open up our checklist, which many of you already have open, you're working on Wordy. We just did Wordy Wednesday. We're in morning meeting, the only Zoom for the day. Remember that we have independent work day today. So make sure you're using your time wisely today. You're kind of maybe scheduling out like you normally would, but all of the assignments will appear at 8:30. There's a break, and then ELA block. You have the StoryWorks quiz. We're going to end that today. MLK writing prompt, day 3. I'm going to go over your writing prompts for you. iReady. Also, independent work time, your unfinished work in Zern. We have no special today, working on any missing work from specials teachers. Lunch recess. Week 8 social studies weekly quiz. Please use your newspaper to help you. And then in math, you're going to watch a video. I go over Simple Solutions 59 and Eureka lesson 19. I'd like you to follow along with that video. And then when you are watching that video, you are going to be completing the problem set along with me. And then you're going to upload a picture of lesson 19. You have 3 days to get your Zern completed and turned in. So please make sure you are on track with that. I see lots of Zern tabs open throughout the day. So please make sure you get that turned in for me. I'm going to share my planner. And we're going to write down our assignments for the day. If Mrs. Pierce can find her agenda. Aha, I'm on page 61. Actually 60, I should say. We're still on 60 because it's Wednesday. And I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to write CHIPS quiz for reading. Also the iReady, you're going to be doing the same thing you did last week with the taking a screenshot of your progress, but this time your progress will only say 30 minutes, not 45. Your math lesson today, Simple Solutions number 59 and Eureka 19. Our lesson today in Eureka is kind of review of what we've been doing the last few days. And so you'll just follow along while I do it, and it's word problems. We have MLK, day 3. And then last but not least, week 8. Oops, I'm like looking at my screen and not looking at my writing. Week 8 quiz. What I also want you to do during this time today is we're not starting science until tomorrow, but in your supply bags that your parents picked up from the office prior to winter break, there was a big science book. in those bags. So I would like you at some point today to make sure you've located that science book. That way we can go through and start science tomorrow, okay? So please locate that at some point today. I'm going to give you a few moments to make sure you have all of your assignments written in there before I move on to showing us what we have to do today. Okay, so if you would go to your Google Classroom. Oh, Charlotte's got a question really quick. What's up, Charlotte?
Yesterday I told you about my Zern and I don't know if I'm done yet. So
All right, I'll have to take a look at it, Charlotte. Okay.
Okay.
I don't have Zern up on my computer right now. So I will look and I'll type you a message on that assignment to tell you whether or not you're done yet. Okay. Sound good?
Yep.
I gotta let a couple friends into the meeting and then we are gonna open up our agenda, not our agenda, our Google Classroom, and we're gonna go through those assignments, see if you have any questions, and then I will read a little bit and then we will go on our way. So if we take a look at our classroom, I'm gonna change my screen. Okay, so starting with down at the bottom, iReady 30 minutes. It's the same instructions as last week. You'll log into iReady. You're going to complete just 30 minutes of iReady. When 30 minutes is completed, you'll go to the bottom of your page, click on My Progress, and upload a screenshot of your progress showing 30 minutes so that I can see that you've completed your work. Please do this because on my side, I can't see your weekly lessons and all of your minutes in one place. So, and in the past, when I've asked you to do iReady, not all of us are doing it. So this is my solution. You have to do a screenshot, okay? And you guys are actually really good about turning that in last week. You have your social studies weekly quiz. I'm going to open that up and take a look at it. We have first a writing question, and then you'll have multiple choice. So you have some writing. You're going to describe the contributions of two famous Ohioans who helped in the abolition movement. This question is worth 5 points. You must answer in complete sentences using correct details from the text. So, abolitionists from Ohio. I would be choosing, you know, their people, the front people here, or on the inside top. Okay, the inside top, because it says the abolition movement in Ohio. We have Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass, and Harriet Tubman at the bottom. However, those people are not from Ohio. You need to choose somebody from Ohio that helped in the abolition movement, okay? And you're gonna write just a couple of sentences about those people and tell me why they are famous and what did they do to help with the Underground Railroad. Yesterday, I was looking at some of our answers. Remember, an Underground Railroad was not an actual railroad. It was the system of getting people from the plantations and slave work in the South and getting them through up to the north, up to Ohio and to Canada so that they could reach freedom. So they were using like secret paths in like forests. They were staying in the basements of people's houses. That is what the Underground Railroad is. So please keep that in mind. Your second question, what is the title of Sojourner Truth's famous speech? Who was the most famous conductor of the Underground Railroad? It should say conductor. There's just one answer. I will change that so it says that. What was the Underground Railroad? Ooh, I just kind of helped you out on that one. How many members did the Ohio Anti-Slavery Society have in, it should say 1836, just 1 year after it started. Okay, I will go back and change that again. And then select 3 individuals who helped fight against slavery. What law made it illegal to help enslaved people escape? And then fill in the blank. The blank was a group of people who traveled across the state and encouraged Ohioans to join the anti-slavery movement. And then lastly, which group of people played a significant part in the fight against slavery? Okay, so please look at your newspaper. Don't just randomly guess. These are all things that we have underlined, that we talked about. If you want to rewatch my video from last Monday when I read the newspaper and I talked about some of these things, you might want to watch that video before you take the quiz. I just want you to do your best on it. If I go up, you have another Google form, which wasn't attached, so I will attach that. Oh man, Mrs. Pierce is getting angry at herself. Let me just do that really quick. You'll have a Google form where you're going to have not Studies Weekly, you're going to be looking at Storyworks, those 2 articles. I would reread it and help yourself out on it. Now it'll have that there. If I refresh my page, I'll click on that and then I have my quiz. Remember, you have to put your name there in order to submit it. So if you're thinking, I can't submit, it's not letting me, make sure you go up to the top and make sure your name is there. We're talking about flavorists, what first led to us needing flavorists, which sentence best supports the answer to question 2. Ooh, you have a vocab word. What does synthetic mean in this quote? Some chemicals are natural, others are synthetic. There's a sidebar. That's the one with the chips. Yum around the world. Adds to the article because it shows, and you're going to click the best answer choice. We talked about this question a lot yesterday. People tend to like chips because crunchy foods are often fill in the blank. Which line best supports your answer to question 6? So you have to find the text evidence that supports it. Both articles describe how snack foods are loud and annoying, healthy and delicious, harmful and expensive, made to be hard to resist. You're choosing the best answer. And then we have constructed responses. Write your answer to each question in a well-organized response. Make sure you support your answers with information and details from the articles. Your first question, each one is worth 4 points. You're going to describe the job of a flavorist using details from the chips, are these chips too delicious article to support your answer. And then number 10, do you think food companies should be held responsible for the health problems their snacks create? You're going to do, that's an opinion, yes or no. And then you're going to back your opinion. And then very quickly, my math friends, you have a video you're going to watch, and I've kind of already talked about this. You're going to follow along with lesson 19. I also go over Simple Solutions 59, and then you're going to take a picture of your exit ticket on page 125. And there's our MLK writing, and I wanted to go over the writing prompt for you this morning. Why do you think it is important for people to have equal rights regardless of race, color, or belief? And why do you think it is difficult for certain people to believe in equal rights? So you are going to come up with just a quick one, quick writing, no more than 10 minutes. I don't want you spending any more time than 10 minutes on this quick write, okay? I just want you to put in your opinion and back it with why you think that way, and then you're going to answer the second question, okay? I know I went over a lot of information. Do you have any questions about what your assignments are for today? I think a lot of it's pretty straightforward because they're things that we've gone over the last few days. And it's some wrap up of our social studies and our CHIPS article. I'm excited because we are going to start our science tomorrow. So I hope you'll enjoy that. Really quickly, I thought I would read one chapter from our book before I let you on your way. So we have chapter 7, No Grandpas Here. I sit on my bed holding my copy of Alice in Wonderland. The shaky writing in the front of the book says, "For Allie, my wondrous girl, love Grandpa." The colors of the book are all bright, even though the book is old. Inside, the pages are soft and the writing is bigger than in books now, but I still can't read it all by myself. It's like having a gift that's locked inside of a glass box. I'm feeling heavy, but I always do on Sunday nights. The thought of another week of school does that. It's like knowing I have to pull a tire through a keyhole the next day. But I'll have a new teacher. A Mr. Daniels sounds like a grandfatherly type with pockets full of lollipops, which could be nice. I'm hoping he'll spend a lot of time straightening his bow tie and telling us about the good old days and not giving us much work. But when I show up, I find that Mr. Daniels is no grandfather. He's younger than Mrs. Hall. He wears a dark jacket and a tie with colored circles on it. When I get closer, I realize that they are planets. Most of the kids are gathered around him. I throw my stuff in the closet and I walk over. He says, "My very excellent mother just served us nachos." And he claims it is an easy way to memorize the planets in order from the sun. Albert, whose hair reminds me of a bird's nest, stands nearby. "I feel bad for Pluto," he says. I look over and my eyes are pulled to the bruises on his arms. Pluto was a planet all those years, and then someone just decided it wasn't anymore. Too small, too far away, orbit just not right. "I don't think that Pluto cares, Albert," I mumble. He sits in his chair and says, "Well, I do." I feel bad for him, and I want to ask him about his marks on his arms. He is big and clunky, but not fat. He's the kind of size where others usually would just leave him alone. I pull out my chair and sit down. Okay, I tell myself, I'm going to do better. I'm going to work harder. That's all I need to do. I'm going to really concentrate this time. Reading for me is like when I drop something and my fingers scramble to catch it. And just when I think I've got it, I don't. If trying to read helped, I'd be a genius. Mr. Daniels is in front of me now. I hold my breath and lean back. He holds out his hand. "I'm Mr. Daniels. Nice to meet you," he says. Shay leans towards Jessica. I guess he doesn't know who he's talking to yet. As usual, most of her friends laugh. "Hey," Mr. Daniels says, turning to her. That isn't cool. We don't do that in here," which wipes the smile right off Shay's face. Then he turns back to me. "What's your name?" "Allie Nickerson," I answer so softly that even I can barely hear myself. "Well, are you going to shake my hand, Allie Nickerson?" he asks. "I don't bite on Mondays." Great, just what I need. A funny guy for a teacher. I take his hand, but only for a second. My mind is already spinning off, wondering what terrible things Mrs. Silver has told him, the plans that they've made for me. I see myself wrapped in rope, lying on the train tracks, just like Grandpa's old black and white silent movies. "Okay, great, Fantasticos, take your seats," he calls. "Time to set the world on fire." Everyone scrambles onto their seats, but I'm still lying on the imaginary train tracks, all tied up and watching the engine come around the corner. So that's a pretty short chapter. Some of them are, and that's where I'll leave off today. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Email me, put any questions on any classwork that you have. Don't go to do the social studies quiz just yet because I'm going to edit those questions to make sure they read exactly to be what they're supposed to. Okay? So have a great day, make it a great one, and I will see you tomorrow for morning meeting. Okay?
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.